Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast with three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's episode, Coastline of Couches. Hello.
Hello.
Haha, I hear you.
Yay.
How's it going?
Well, now that my internet is working, marvelous. It's going quite well.
Funny how that makes a big difference.
Yeah, really does. So, grr. Silly internet.
Did it ever, was it just like that the whole night the other day?
No, it was about that way for another hour. And then it was like, oh, nope, I work now. I was like, what? Why?
Oh my gosh. That's intense.
Yeah, every once in a while it'll just be like, no, 0.
No, actually.
And then a little while later, it just work again. Sometimes it's because I guess the provider's doing like service to something, because that happens sometimes. But every once in a while, it's just like, nah, I'm not gonna work today. Grr. Why you gotta be like that? So it's all right. My voice was kind of wrecked Wednesday anyway, because I went to the 6th grade basketball games Tuesday. It was they were real close, so I was being all shouty, right?
Oh,
They were like good, like not like yelling, like yeah, come on, let's go,
right.
Like
Yeah, you were encouraging.
Yes, encourage yelling.
Yeah,
but I was like,
hurts
oh man,
now.
Oh boy. Yeah, Tuesday morning I was like, or Wednesday morning. I mean, it's like, whoops. Teaching's gonna be fun. First hour now. I'll tell you what. It's fine. Made it through. Coffee helped. So, boom, done. But yeah, it was really good. And the games were super close. So those boys trying to give me a heart attack, winning by like 4 points.
I may need to be right back. Sorry. I hear a lot of dogs aggressively getting each other. Hold on.
Goodbye.
Collin?
Collin sprinted away to deal with some sort of mysterious dog issue.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. What mysterious dog issue? Explain.
I don't know. He just said, I need to be right back. I hear some dogs being aggressive, and then ran away. So I was just like, all right, I'll finish telling you about the basketball game later. Bye.
Well,
and then he ran off.
Well, I was accidentally sitting in the wrong Zoom lobby. I was sitting in the one for yesterday.
Oh, the one from the other day.
Yeah, and I was like,
when my internet decided to die.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, meeting at 8:30. I'm pretty sure Collin said 8, and I just kind of continued sitting, and then it hit 8 o'clock, and I was like, oh no, whoops. My bad.
Yeah. So I don't really know what he's doing. He just ran away. So more questions for Collin about.
I thought Collin said that he didn't have any more dog problems.
Well, I think he was talking about that
that particular thing, but
with the house that he had to go to to check up on him or whatever. So we'll see.
Dogs are being aggressive. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little curious to see what's going on here.
Hello.
He's back.
I am indeed. What's going on?
Well, Collin sounds out of breath.
The real question is, where did you just go, and what happened?
Well, hold on.
Take your deep breath. Hands over your head.
In through your nose.
So we were taking care of some dogs where we were going over really late at night and then coming back really getting early in the morning because the husband was driving into Colombia to be with his wife because she was there in rehab.
Okay.
However, 2 days ago or yesterday, he was in the room and the nurse came in and was like, all non-essential personnel must leave the building effective immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And so I was like, that really sucks that you can't be with your wife anymore. And I know she's really sad, but I'm so thankful I don't have to go over there anymore. So he
So listeners, backstory, it's been a saga this time to get this one going. Every time just about to happen, something just bizarre happens.
Yeah.
First of all, Collin, how do you only own one pair of headphones? What on earth? What is this? How does this occur?
Yeah, I at least have like these pair of headphones, my work headphones, my backup work headphones.
Yeah, I have
My
4
gaming
pairs in
headphones.
this room right now.
Okay, so
4.5. I have an old pair that's in the closet that one of the ears works. So like,
here's the thing. I had 3 pairs of headphones. However, one of them was only for my iPhone, which had the lightning jack on it. I cannot plug that into my laptop because that is an auxiliary jack. So I was like, well, I've got these other 2. Well, a few weeks ago, I had left one pair plugged into my laptop at my desk, and my children had Tarzaned with it and swung from it my desk, ripping my laptop down to the ground and stripping the earbuds entirety, like an inverted snake, like just
nice.
Skinned a snake, and just I was left with this husk. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So then I was left with 2. However, again, one can only they can only be used for very specific purposes.
Really one. Yes.
I had 1. And then I was like, I got onto the kids. I was like, don't do this. Can't touch this, blah, blah. And everything was fine. And then Tarzan showed up again. And whoa!
Tarzan or Jane?
Well, depends on whether you ask Tarzan or Jane who was doing the zaning.
They just point the finger at the other one, right? Is that what happens?
They were getting very good at that. And I'm like, I know how this works. Don't you point fingers at each other. So I was left with the ones that use a lightning jack, but I can't use those on my computer. So then we had to order a new one and order some others, and we're all good to go now. And I'm just not going to leave them plugged into my computer at all. That's what I've learned, is that they just must be detached and left on my desk. They still may get destroyed at some point.
But
yeah,
in a new and exciting way.
So that was so that was a thing 1. And then we tried to record again, and there was some internet issues.
Yeah, I just decided, no, I'm not going to internet today, and nothing just died. Nothing. It was dying a slow death as well, because it was like, yeah, I'll load this thing eventually, and then we tried to refresh it. It was like, nah, done. Like, wait, what do you mean you're done? Hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, and then we were compressed for time because I was having to take care of those dogs, and those dogs are no longer in the picture. However, I just had to run because we currently have a Great Dane, a Boxer, a Black Lab, and a Bulldog puppy downstairs. And they're all cute. They're all relatively young. So they were playing, and all of a sudden, like, the tenor of the play changed quite drastically. And it was like,
to violence.
It was. And I was like, I need to go.
Investigate immediately.
Yes. There's lots of investigation for sure.
Yes.
So
I was telling Brandon why, like, I got on, I guess, right when you left, because I was just sitting in the wrong lobby this whole time while you guys were talking, because I was for some reason the last email that you sent us, I was still clicked on that, and so I was like, oh, just this one, and I just kept looking at it. I was like, scheduled for 3/11. That's today.
No, we couldn't say happy 3/11 day, which is terrible.
3/11.
So happy late 3/11 day. I hope everyone listened to some 3/11 songs. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, like all those 311
I
songs
always
that we
like
all know,
Sound
like
System. That's my favorite album, so I just listen to that one on 311
Constantly.
day.
I don't know
Yeah.
what 311 is.
Well, just on that day. It's
Just
really the
on
only day I
that
think about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, 311.
Is this like
And
High
so I
Day?
listened to the Sound System album.
Yeah.
And sometimes Amber. That's a good one. Too. That's a good song too. But
I'm a fan of Amber.
I don't know who any of these people are.
So it's like a very
If you heard a song, you would remember.
yeah, you go, oh, it's a very late 90s sounding band.
Very.
Right. Very late 90s, early 2000s vibe going on.
Okay.
Lots of especially if you watch the music videos for those also, oh my god, it's the most 1998 thing you've ever seen. It's like, oh, hello, I remember this. I remember this time in my life.
Yeah.
So that's what I did on 311, just numbers.
311.
311.
There's
Amber.
yeah. Amber is the color of your energy.
I didn't want to sing on here, but you know,
Well,
I
that way,
have it pulled up for later research.
Or you listen to it now. Anyway.
That's why I have you, Collin, to sing
there you
it
go.
to.
Yeah, I like them.
No.
So. I just like I usually always do it about every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this album.
Yeah.
Boom.
Come original. Anyway.
Yeah, come original.
Yeah.
It's a good song. That video.
Come original.
Ouch. Wow. Jinko jeans, dudes in no shirts, skateboarding, weird tie-dye.
1999 at its finest is
Yeah.
what I think you're trying to say.
It really is.
I don't know. You first said that, and my first thought was Flea, and I'm like, huh?
The bass player is very reminiscent of Flea. Oftentimes, no shirt. His name is Peanut, so he's got the weird name thing going on too. Super good bass player, like. So there you go.
Very nice. Okay.
Oh goodness. So, what's new? It's been seems like it's been forever.
It's been a literal odyssey to get here.
So. It has.
Yeah, I was telling Collin about the 6th grade basketball season has started.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I've been to a couple of games. And
haven't canceled those yet.
The little nuts. They're pretty
coaching, or do you just have to go?
I just went. The kids were like, "Are you gonna come watch us play basketball?" I was like, "Okay." And my particular brand of fandom is sort of different from the general consensus of all the parents and stuff, right? Like, I am very loud, like very loud.
What?
The kids were like, I was like, all right, here's the deal. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna try to be on my best behavior, but I am loud at basketball games.
But
And they were like, nah, whatever, it'll be fine. And then we came to school the next day on that Wednesday, and they were like, dang, Mr. Funkhauser, what are you doing? I was like, I told you.
Tried to warn you.
And so the game last week on Tuesday was like super close, right?
Really?
It was like mega close. And I was going nuts. Like, I'm just jumping up, screaming, yeah, come on, and yelling their names and stuff. They were like, whoa.
No. Didn't get a call from your principal being like, we had some complaints.
she was there. She was into it. She was like, that was amazing. I was like, yeah, I can't help it. I get carried away, and I just can't stop being loud. So
how I do.
Stop.
Yeah, mostly won't stop either. But like,
won't stop mostly.
Yeah. One of the parents was like, basically like, yo, I'm gonna sit by you next time. I was like, are you sure? Because didn't you see those other people move away from in front of me earlier? I think they were like, oh my gosh, my ears, I'm out of here. Like,
come here for this.
I can't deal with this. I'm out. So it's been pretty funny. So that's mostly what I've been dealing with is 6th grade basketball time.
That's good.
Oh, and then we threw our eggs out the window today.
Oh yeah.
With your parachute container things? How'd that go?
Yeah, well, with our whatever. It went really good. They did a really good job. So it's fun. Yeah, we just had some cardboard and a couple paper plastic bags and I had some styrofoam cups that I ripped up and gave them some pieces. Like, here you go. And some duct tape. That was it.
Nice.
And my window's I measured it this morning, like dropped a string out the window. It's about 17 and a half feet. So they're pretty good. They did a good job.
Anybody's egg just completely shatter?
No, I don't think I had any breaks.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So next time I'm gonna have to give them less stuff because that was less exciting. But like even I had the best one was somebody whose thing like fell apart at the very end of the time limit to build. And so they basically just duct taped the egg to the biggest piece of cardboard they could find. And they threw it out the window just right. And it just like floated down like a sail and then just like flipped over and landed at the end. I was like, what? What?
Majorly jealous about that.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how did that work? What on earth? It just like magicked itself down there. It was crazy. So yeah, it was pretty good. I put the target like way far away from the window though, so I only had one person actually hit the target. So I have one actual winner.
Oh,
like, everyone else is like went pretty straight down, or kind of about halfway to the target. But I had one group make it to the target, so
sweet.
They win, but everyone else did really good too. So
that's awesome.
That was pretty fun. So we get to start our. So we had to interrupt our regularly scheduled science project to do that today. We've started doing. We are talking about, like, we're still talking about like weather and stuff like that, but we're talking about the water cycle, right? You know how the water moves through the atmosphere and falls down as precipitation and then goes through the ground and all that stuff. And so they were talking like. A bunch of them kept asking the same question, like, oh man, well, like if the water is dirty and it goes up into the clouds, are the clouds dirty? And I was like, well, only one way to find out, really. So I brought, I made up 3 gallons of quote unquote dirty water. And we are now, I just brought them into class and I said, okay, clean it. Boom. Here you go. Done. I set them on the desk. And it looks like lake water, right? It's all like brown and gross looking. What it actually is tap water from my kitchen and various contents of my spice cabinet dumped into So there's like some salt, some cinnamon, gives it that really good lake color, right? Some like random sugar. And then for the floating debris, there's some like thyme and like oregano in there. So we're gonna attempt to see if we can filter out the water. So
I like it.
That's next week. We're working on that this week, like brainstorming, coming up with a plan, listing materials you're gonna need, and they can start bringing their materials on Monday. We're gonna start gathering and then building, and we'll see what we come up with. And then they have to present their findings. So basically, just kind of here's what we did. Here's why we did this. Here's why we picked this, and then did it work? Like yes or no. Like, because some of them might not work very well. Some of them are going to work extra good. So like, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm really excited to see what this turns out like. Because I was like, yeah. They're like, well, how are we going to know if it works? It's like, well, you're going to drink it. And they're like, what? Like, yeah. Not like a huge slug of it, but you need to taste it and see if it tastes cinnamony still, or if you need
sure,
if you do something else.
I like it.
So it should be really good. I think it'll be fun. So we'll see how well it turns out. But some good group work and stuff mixed in with our daily scheduled science programming. So we will hopefully get some interesting results. About it. The Susan's recovering from illness as well. That was
Oh
the
no!
thing that we've been doing.
Yuck!
Yeah, she had the flu last week, so she didn't really go to work at all last week. She's just like, blah, blah, I'm dead now. And so she's been at home. She was home all last week, and she came back to work this week. And she still got that cough though hanging around. That's the fun thing that is the like the remaining leftover of the flu that's going around school. There's like a nasty cough that goes with it. So
yeah, I think I've had one for like over a week and a half.
Oh yeah,
it just is a cough. That's all it is.
Yeah, hers was. She had fever and everything too, but mostly just fever and then the cough. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, but a lot of kids have had that at school, so fun times. But she's doing a lot better now. But she just had the cough still. So
good. I got she's doing better.
Yes.
Yay.
That's another reason last week was like, what's happening? Like, oh no, I have to make my own food. Problem. Alert.
Alert. No.
Alert. It's not gone well. And kept sending me to Walmart for stuff. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know where that is. Like, looking forever one day. I was like, it should be over here, but it's not. Where can I find it?
Yeah.
It's in like a weird place. Like, oh, there. I don't know where they keep Pedialyte. Where's that at? Why? I don't know where that junk is. It's on some random shelf way in the back. Like, oh, okay. Neat.
Hiding.
Why are you? Yeah, hiding, basically. I mean, not really hiding because there was a whole huge rack of it. Yeah. It was not where I expected it to be. So, because the nurse at school was like, get her this. I was like, all right, done.
Got it.
So, finding it, though, was the problem. Because I'm rubbish at shopping. Because I never go. I'm like not allowed in the store. Because I'm like, a child. So like I know where.
Yeah.
I know where ever certain few things are, like that I go by regularly when she's like, oh, we need more milk when she's cooking. Like, okay, got it. Know where that is. Or like, we need this vegetable or fruit. Yes. Right there. The big section. But like every once in a while, like, you need to go get this. What? It defeats me greatly. And I'm like, I don't know where
any of this
where that is.
And for a while, at least I have this vague memory of Walmart. You could go online and their website would tell you like where it was located, like the aisle and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and maybe that was just a fever dream. But that maybe I wish, but they don't have that anymore.
Yeah, they definitely don't have that. It's hard to even find, like, on their website. You would think it would be categorized at least by a section, right? It should, like, it would mirror the store. Like, oh, this thing is in this section, right? With this like heading that match some sort of like in-store tag that, those things that hang on the ceiling, or in the aisles they have the little tags that hang off that say, oh, here's the, whatever, like bread or whatever, you know what I mean? If it matched those in any way, that would be great. Because then you would at least be like, oh, I need to look for this. And then, so it's like direction, like relative location, right? Like, oh, it should be somewhere close to this thing.
Right.
Not just like process of elimination. Like, well, I know it's not in the clothing part, and I know it's not over here. There's still 8 sections left. I don't
Gonna be
know.
somewhere in the middle, maybe, or not.
Well, like they moved, they just moved like where, in our store anyway. They moved where all the tape is,
Hmm.
right? So for my science thing, I was like, need duct tape, stat, right? But it's not where I bought it last time.
Right? Oh, that's the most
They moved
infuriating
the
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
They-
you're like you're wandering around, being like, well, I used. I feel like you're being gaslit because you're just like,
Yeah.
well, it used to be here, and everything else is the exact same in this location, except for the one row where the thing that I'm looking for is not anymore.
Yeah, and last time I definitely bought masking tape in the office supply section. It's not there. Spoilers. It is in. It's all been coalesced into this adhesive part section thing.
Is there glue
Right.
there?
I don't know. Probably. Yeah. No. Well, there was Gorilla Tape, so I imagine there was Gorilla Glue somewhere close by. I was focused on the tape, and I sort of disregarded my surroundings.
Okay.
And found a huge section of just adhesive tapes. I was like, ooh, okay, but it was like way over in this obscure aisle over in the tools that I never venture into. Right, it was way over there, which is definitely not where it was last time. So I think last time all the tape was in like the craft thing in the back somewhere. It was like on the side, like right there by that.
Yeah.
But they've moved it over to the tool department in our Walmart.
The tool department.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was like by the benches and stuff. I don't know. I think my secondary problem, I was thinking about this the other day as well. I don't ever so this came up because I was also like speed shopping because I don't want to be in Walmart, obviously. And so I was just like, man, Shayna was at work. I was getting ready to come home. And I was like, man, I don't want to come home. And then we didn't really have that much food. So I was like, well, I don't want to have to come home and then go out for food again. And then I remembered, wait, you're in a grocery store, you moron. Just buy something. So I ran. Oh my gosh. I ran over because I was getting random junk. Like, oh, I got to get this. I got this medicine. I got nothing I was buying was food related, really.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had that epiphany because I'm very slow some days of, oh yeah, this is a grocery store too. You can buy food here. So I ran over to the frozen pizza section. I just grabbed a pizza, right, to come home and make. It's like, aha, that'll be good. Except for I grabbed the wrong one because I realized that what I do oftentimes is I don't read the label. I'm looking for the familiar box or whatever, right?
Yes.
And I just grabbed one, and it was not the one that I wanted. I got home and was like, no, because the box was right. It was just a different one. I mean, it was fine. It was still a frozen pizza, but it was like the wrong crust and the wrong thing. And I was like, no, because I just saw the box with the thing that looked familiar. I was like, this one. But I didn't read the text at all. Right. And I do this a lot. And this problem transfers greatly to buying of other stuff like books or albums or something, because I cannot ever remember for the life of me what the title of the book that I once called. I just remember what the stupid cover looks like.
Oh no.
So you can't Google search a cover.
Right.
So this happened last week. I was putting a bunch of books on my cart wish list stuff for like school, and then I was looking at other other books to read. And I was like, oh, what's that one? And I have no idea what it's called. No clue. I know what the cover looks like, but no idea. I can't remember the author's name. Can't remember the title of the book.
Oh my gosh.
I remember what the cover looked like.
Oh my gosh.
Doomed. I'm doomed forever.
Doomed. Right. You're like the guy that's you're like the guy that's going, I don't remember. I remember the song, but I don't remember the words, and I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, we just remember part of the music.
I remember
right?
like the bass line.
Yeah, exactly. I do that too sometimes. But yeah, with books, it's a big problem because I was thinking this is how my brain transferred this because it happened with the pizza. It happens with books all the time. Because I was sitting here and I was like, oh yeah, what's that? Because I was going through this list and I was like, oh yeah, there's this one that I wanted to read a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those ones that I saw in a store, and then I read the thing and I was like, that looks pretty good. But I didn't buy it because I already had a handful of other stuff. And I should have, because now I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Nice.
This is why now I take pictures of everything and then try to find it later because I can't.
That is seriously like
I have no idea.
Pro tip to the max. Take all the pictures.
Yeah. I've been going through my phone, my camera roll, and like getting them out of there and putting them in some sort of like wish list or something on either Amazon or Barnes and Noble, right?
Yeah.
Where they live. Because I don't ever remember. Like if I see them in the wild like that, it's like I never see them again. I see them once, and then they're gone forever, disappeared into the mist. Right? Like just
Mm-hmm.
very frustrating.
Yeah, and you're like, wait a
Because
minute.
you're like, what was that book called? No, you're never gonna find out ever
Nope.
again.
It is gone.
I don't know how to Google that one book. I think there was pirates in it, and there's a boat on the cover. Like, well, you're never gonna get
And
it.
the cover was blue that one time.
Yeah, just doomed, and I can't. I think the real reason I didn't buy this book was it was one of those things where Barnes and Noble had book like 2 and 4 of like a 4-part series, and I was like, well, I don't want to buy book 2. That's not helpful. I've done that before.
Yeah.
That sucks. But like, I mean, most of the time it doesn't really matter, but I don't really enjoy doing that because you're like, wait, what?
Mhm.
I didn't buy it because I was like, oh, I'll come back later and see if they have the first one. Well, the next time I went back, they had 0 of them. I was like, dang. So, man, now I don't know what it was.
Oh no. Yeah, then you're just left there being like, well, I guess that's just never gonna.
All I have is historical fiction, pirates.
Just gone forever
Well,
at that point.
Yeah, that's not helpful at all. I don't.
Like, well, that was an aspirational book, I guess. We'll just forget that that's the thing.
Yeah, I got so many other on my wish list right now. It's fine. I've been trying to stock up on like books that will be useful for my job, right? So I need more books about like ancient history and earth science. So it's nice to have some stuff to read in there in between.
See, there you go.
Because you get a little tired. You're like, I can't. Yeah, you can only read so much Greek history, and I'm like, okay, I need to take a break. I've got to read something else real quick.
Yeah.
So, but alas, it won't be that book. Whatever it was, it's gone.
Alas.
Yep, gone forever. Ugh. So sad.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh well.
Airman,
how about you?
Don't got really anything to follow up on that. I've not really been doing a whole lot. I mean, I haven't had a chance to adventure anywhere. Nothing new has really popped up. It's weird. So we got a bunch of weird emails today that were a little bit on the cryptic side about, with all the stuff going on. And so I got a call from my supervisor, and he's like, "Do you feel like you want to work from home?" I was like, I don't know, maybe. Like, well,
how does that work as an interviewer?
right? So they're like, well, so we have the option to, be able to work from home, meaning like doing all like the typing and stuff.
Oh,
And
right.
so trying to limit, the amount of time that we're like actually in the office around people.
Mm.
And so that's pretty much what I did for a good half of my day. Like a good chunk of it was trying to get all that set up because we have to follow a very different computer system. Like I just can't log on to the state uh, database from my laptop, using just simple Wi-Fi because it has all the records and things. And
Oh, it has to be like secure connection and
yeah,
all
and
that.
so we
Okay.
had to play around with that. And so I think I have to go back in the office sometime next week. But they're like, yeah, just for now, like, you might, just stay at home. And if you get a call, just go out and then you go back home. And I'm like, well, I could probably do that. So I'm very intrigued to see how this works and plays out. I don't know exactly what, but it would be kind of nice just to, not have to drive 45 minutes to work. That's kind of nice. And just, especially if I don't have anything to do but just type, because
Well,
it's
that's true.
weirdly enough, the easiest thing is actually like talking to people, sort
Mhm.
of. But the hardest part, which is more time consuming, is the actual legitimately typing it all up in the database, and DA summaries and court paperwork and different filings. And so it's that part's a lot more tedious than you might think it would be, but it's very.
No, it sounds pretty tedious.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
it's very like this looks fine. Like, don't spell check it. Just read it and send it off. But you can't do that, and so that part that's what just makes it more like just I typed the dang thing. Just get it away from me. I don't want it anymore.
Mhm.
Like that's the part that just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then uh, I did have I. These are the strange stories you don't really hear, especially in my field, but I can't tell you the name or where it was at, but had a call, go out there, nothing turned out to really happen. But I go to these people's house, like way out in the boonies, like way, way out there. And these people basically like live off the grid, sort of. They, have like a giant swimming pool that they use just for water. They have a side business where they train, service, and rescue dogs. And so like it's like a pretty like it's way out there, but it's actually like a really cool kind of thing. And so I'm just out there because you have to do a home assessment, make sure it's safe, and just a rundown farmhouse, nothing too worrying. But then they're like, "Hey, do you want to see our animals?" I'm like, Sure." And so they take me to like show me like all of their show chickens and like their show goats, and then like their cattle they have, and then like all these other stuff. And then like they show me like all these chickens, and they just start like handing me chickens to hold, which I was, this
Do
is
you have
not what I.
flashbacks?
This is kind of
Just like throw it on the ground and run away.
like
Yeah.
this is not exactly what I planned. My what was that, like? It was like a Monday night. I think it was this like last week. And so like I'm sitting there, these people, and like they're showing me all this stuff, and then one of the kids comes out, and they're like, "Oh, one of the dogs is having puppies," and so we run over there, and so they're like, "Go ahead and get in the pen and start help pull out puppies," and I'm like, I fine. And so by this time, it's like 6:30 at night, and I have my phone flashlight out, holding, and they're just like handing me like newborn puppies to be
Oh
like,
my
"Oh,
Oh my
try this."
goodness.
And so like
Do you have a puppy?
one unfortunately didn't make it, but I was like sitting there, doing the pat thing and rubbing it and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a very strange phone call to my supervisor because we always try to staff and tell, what,
What?
kind of
Yeah.
meet
Like,
up. And like I got in the car and I was like, I don't
how do I type this
I
up?
don't I don't know how to like explain it to you. And he's like, well, tell me what happened. And I left there at like 7:30. It's pitch black out in
I
like the
delivered
middle,
some puppies.
out in the middle of northern Osage County, which is pretty much all prairie, mind you. And so like it's over by the windmill turbines, and so it's like pitch black. I'm driving on like a dirt road, and I was on the phone with my supervisor. He's like, "So why were you out so late?" I was like, I don't know. I can't. I smell of chickens. Like I don't know.
I just tell him that I smell of chickens and puppies.
Smell of chickens and puppies. Like I had to put
what?
one puppy like in my hoodie for like a little bit to keep him warm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I was just, that was a very phone call, and then I called my girlfriend after that, and I was like, I don't like. First of all, I'm alive, but you will not believe the craziness I just went through, and then I re-explained. But yeah, that one was like when I got to the work the next day, I just kind of sat at my desk. I'm like, how do I document that? Like, do I even list everything? Like, that'd be super cool, my reports, but I haven't finished typing it because there was so much. But I was like, I don't know how to, I don't know what to do. But that was really kind of only true exciting thing that's happened recently.
That's
That's pretty exciting.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can get more exciting than that. That's not.
Agree.
Man, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I also, I guess I knew this fact. I'm sure I did, but how does one show a chicken?
So you'd be surprised.
I mean, yeah, I think I would be.
There's different breeds.
I think we're about to be.
I know there are different breeds of chickens, but I knew people did that. I've heard that before, but I've never really contemplated what that looks like before.
Well, it's kind of like, I've never actually seen, like, I've seen people show pigs, and I've seen people show goats, and so I think it's kind of like that. I don't know if they like walk behind them with a little stick.
Yeah, that's what.
But I know they like hold them, and like they make them flap their wings and stuff like that. But
okay, I didn't know if because most other things that I've seen or heard about being shown, like they do that, they like walk with them, right?
Mhm.
But like you can't walk with a chicken; those things just run around all kind of crazy. So like you just hold it and like.
Well,
I don't know.
I think a lot of it is. I'm pretty sure they like hold the. I mean, you can kind.
But you have to see it walk. I mean, maybe they just like
let it run.
have a fenced area and just like bring it in there and let it kind of wander around, because you got to see it walk around.
Yeah,
because that's how, like, part of the judging is like for everything else is like, does it move? Like, is it like, can it walk around, and is it walking correctly and all that
What's
stuff?
its gait? How
Yeah,
does
gait. That's the word I'm thinking of.
They go.
Yeah.
I just kept I kept thinking of the word perambulate, and I was like, that's not what judges say. It's the wrong word.
It's something crazy like that. I've never seen it, but they're like, oh yeah, here's our show chickens, here's our feed chickens that we use, and here's these chickens. And I was like, I don't.
Chickens for days.
Ma'am, this is not what I'm here for, but I mean,
But
coolsies.
neat learning opportunity, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it brought back horrible memories of
Yeah, right.
having
Having chickens.
having chickens.
Villainous chicken. There's not the chickens are the problem. It's the roosters.
And I was gonna say, and the foxes that eat
Well,
chickens.
yeah, no, I was talking about the trauma of trying to feed chickens, where they're like,
Well, yes.
I'm going to attack you in the face now. Like, well, I'm just trying to bring you food. Why are you trying to kill me?
Right. Right. It's like, you must be destroyed.
Yeah, like I'm bringing you corn.
Why
Stop.
don't you love me?
Yeah. Are you terrible?
You're
Quit.
so terrible.
You really are. Like, ugh. Small side note, speaking of chickens, did you know that Morgan Spurlock made a sequel to Super Size Me?
Yes,
I did not.
And
I
it's
never
called
watched it.
I watched it last week. That's why I brought it up, because it's about chicken. It's called like Holy Chicken.
Oh gosh.
And it's all about
I don't think I want to know.
He's a brief overview. He's trying to investigate whether like the fast food industry is actually healthier now than it was back when he did the first one. And part of it, like the big trend that's been pushing forward is chicken on everything, right? Chicken this, chicken that, blah, blah. So basically, he just wants to see if the chicken stuff is better and how it works. So in order to do this, he decides that he is going to open up a fast food chicken restaurant.
What?
And farm his own chickens.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
So it's all about like the chicken industry and fast food and marketing and all stuff. It's super
Sounds
good.
really fascinating.
It's really good.
It's on Netflix, is it? Isn't it?
I saw it. I watched it free on YouTube.
Okay, wait, what's it called?
It's called like Holy Chicken or something. It might be called Super Size Me Too. I just watched it on YouTube for free. You just every 12 minutes or whatever, it just showed some ads. But I watched the whole thing free on YouTube.
Okay. Adding it to my list.
Yeah. It's real good. Like, it's real good. And you're just gonna go, yo.
Huh.
What?
That's pretty awesome.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I've never seen anybody make a point by buying the flock of chickens before, but whatever. It's fine.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You do have to do what you do. But it's really good.
Okay.
So I won't tell you more. We can talk about it later if you watch it. But it's,
sure. Should that be your homework? Watch Holy Chicken?
Well, it's kind of long, so eventually, in the future, at some point.
Eventually, okay. Adding it to our
Pin
list.
there.
Oh, hey, speaking of homework, this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 week-ish check-in. It's our 2-month check-in. How is your everyday carry stuff?
Oh boy. Yeah. No, I not well.
Oh, abandoned, you jump ship.
Pretty much. I carry the chapstick and I use the pocket knife.
Okay.
That's about it. Not a lot, mind you, but I do have it around.
So some of it stuck.
Some of it. Most of it.
But not the comb.
No, that was just novelty, really.
What?
That was an impulse buy of impulse buys. I have been considering alternatives to things like my wallet and the belt that I wear all the time. But I have not actually done so yet. I've been looking into alternatives to that because I figure I was thinking about I don't really use this extra stuff. So maybe I should focus on the stuff that I do use and try to improve that first.
Sure.
And see how that goes. Because my belt, I just wear I abandoned leather belts a long time ago because they just stretch and warp and break and ridiculous. So I have one of those nylon belts with the weird buckle thing,
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool, but it's just some random one that I bought on Amazon for $15 or something.
Nice.
So it's just black and whatever. So I wear it all the time. But I've been thinking about looking into a bed or something of those as well. So that's the current trend that I'm going on. I haven't actually pulled the trigger on anything yet. But that's where I am. Thinking about different wallet. Because I don't I could go with something smaller than what I have right now for my front pocket wallet. And something else belt related. Because that's stuff that I have all the time. No matter what. Dad scarred me for life. I can't leave the house without a belt. It's not possible. So I can't.
Megan,
I can't.
why are you you're wearing shorts? You don't need a belt? Of course you need a belt. You don't know. When will you not need a belt?
You never know when the belt patrol will come for you.
Exactly. They're around every corner.
They are around
Okay.
every corner.
They will find you.
Find you. Yes.
And you will be left wanting.
Yes.
It's the one thing you don't want to be found,
No.
Anyway.
No. So that's it, kind of. And I've been thinking about, I've been taking some of my random pencils to school with me, having around, but
Nice.
That's about it.
Cool.
Aaron?
Yeah, I have not followed suit. I mean, I pretty much throw everything in the backpack when I go out. I'm trying to remember what I had. I don't really use the those little notebooks anymore.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I do sometimes, but like that's mostly for like at the office stuff. I don't really use them for like investigations or anything.
They're not mobile. Yeah.
Correct.
That's my problem too. A lot of my stuff's like in my desk. Because I have a notebook in my desk. Like that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
Collin?
Well, yeah, I have continued to take with me all the items. So I still keep the flashlight. I still keep the knife and the little tool on the. I said I was going to take the tool off of my.
Yeah, I thought that was the first thing that left.
It was I took it off for a while, but then I was like, But then that kind of, again, this is the reason why I never wanted to open up the EDC door was what if you need a Phillips head screwdriver when you're walking in a field? Like, what if you need that? What if? And so it's stuck. It's still there. Alas. And I will tell you, the flashlight has become a total fidget device because the button has such a satisfying click for on off. It's
dear.
And the top of it, and one of the things that you can do is the tip of it can slide forward and backwards so that you can change the diameter of the beam. So it can be this
slides.
Yeah, it slides.
That's intriguing.
So it's metal on metal, kind of like a shook, 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 shook,
yeah.
shook, shook. And so you can slide it forward like a quarter of an inch, if that. And so it can be really, really narrow, and then you slide it back and it becomes real broad. And that thing, oh my gosh, when I'm really not paying attention, I am sliding that hard. So it's not really as useful as a flashlight, as more as a keeping Collin's demon dogs at bay while at work.
Got it. Got it.
But yeah, so that's that. Okay, well, good.
Yeah. On that slight note of the thing, I don't know if I followed up on this, but I don't know when I buy this dumb thing. Like Thanksgiving, I bought that ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've ordered my second replacement.
Wait, your second replacement?
Yeah. I've broken 2 of them.
Ooh.
Like just wearing them around. Like I don't even do anything, and like they just rip.
Oh my gosh.
Like this one is just like ripped in half. Like the last one I had, it's just like destroyed. Like I just wear it around. I don't even like mess with it that much. Way less than I mess with my older
that
one.
Much.
I mean, like the old one I had, I would like flip it inside out and all that stuff. But this one, I don't do that. And yeah, I've destroyed 2, just like wearing them around.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's up with that groove ring, but yo, what the heck? That's I don't know how these people in your commercials that are like chopping wood and doing CrossFit and then like I don't know fighting. I don't know how theirs seem to last when being in a classroom makes mine like just disintegrate. Like, I don't know.
You're just that intense.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
Ugh.
I just teach science so vigorously that so there's another one coming in the mail again. Because I mean, the warranty's good. You just send them a picture and be like, "Yo, it broke," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we'll send you a new one." Like, but dang, man, that's
seems
do it less than 6 months.
excessive. That's not a good.
Wow.
Not good.
4 months, really. 4 months. I've gone through 2.
Doesn't really track well for future. I think
Yeah.
you're going to be you may start getting some emails.
That's
from them.
fine. I'm emailing back. Give me another one because it broke again.
I know they love emailing you, so they may start.
They do love email, and I know I got rid of that nonsense. I quit. Stop it. I don't need 4 emails from you a day.
Oh,
Get out.
gosh.
So I don't know if it's because the one I bought is just like the single layered one. I don't know if they got some weak sauce process for making the single. Because a lot of the other ones in the picture are like double, triple layered.
See,
these ones
you
are
gotta
not.
go for the double, triple layer.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And I'm trying to spend $60 on this thing. I just wanted one that would be better. So we'll see. See how long this next one lasts, right? All right. See how it goes. But that's where we are with that as well.
Okay,
I
that's
didn't
a
even
good
think
check-in.
about that because I hadn't
That's
even
good.
been wearing it because like it just like ripped off and was like, well, and I kept forgetting to send him my thing and be like,
Yeah.
"No, what happened?"
You guys all stocked up on your toilet paper too?
No, never.
No?
All
What?
out.
What?
All gone. All of it.
It's bad.
I
Ridiculous.
didn't really think of anything much of it until I was actually out shopping for food stuff, and I was like, I could pick up like a pack of food just in case. Heaven forbid if I have to start working from home.
Yeah.
Yep. For those of you, this will be slightly out of time, but as of this recording, matter of fact, this day,
It's March 13th.
March 13th, the president has declared a national emergency for the COVID-19 coronavirus emergency pandemic thing. And the world lost their collective mind this week and bought all of the toilet paper because reasons.
Because you need toilet paper for a respiratory infection.
Yes. That's
We
exactly.
talked about that at school today with my kids, and they were like, "Why are people doing that?" And I was like, "Well, number one, when people get afraid of things, they just go into like panic mode,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really make sense. Right? That's fair, it's understandable, but that one specific thing is odd to me. That's the focus of the, like if you're going to the bathroom that much, you have something else that you need to talk to your doctor about. Right. That's some serious stuff, right? You know, that many bowel movements in a day. That's bad.
Should probably
right?
get that checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I get, part of it, the unknown and the as soon as people start saying quarantine,
yes, that's a scary
I'll
word.
Never be able to leave my house.
That's a terrifying word. Are you looking at like Italy? You're like, yo, Italy, I feel for you guys. Love you.
Yeah. But they can still get out and go to the grocery store.
I mean, in some areas, yes.
Yeah.
In other areas, they're like, nope.
Yeah. But still, it's like, so whatever. So,
but it is
all those are gone. All hand sanitizer is gone, even though it is not really that effective against lipid-based viruses.
Well, no, because you need water.
You need water and soap.
You need water or lipids because they are fat.
Yeah.
And oil. And you know what gets rid of that? Water. Not more oil.
Not more oil. get some soap on there. It doesn't matter. Genuinely, really doesn't matter what kind of soap. Just
No.
soap. I will say that one of the benefits of this mass losing of people's minds is that the common flu is being seen at record numbers, low numbers this year because people are actually washing their hands.
I know it ran that. Now the flu this year was bad. Like it was way worse at school than it was last year.
I'm saying
it ripped through there.
I'm saying at this point in the year.
It's fair. That's fair.
So yes, I think
I know what elementary school is like an outlier of like
right.
It's just where flu lives.
But
right?
They're looking just globally, and for this time of year, it's really really low prevalence because people are washing their hands now.
That's true. It's all the memes. The memes are great. Like the hand washing memes,
fun.
They're so good.
I love seeing those.
I'm glad. It's just nice that people are using memes correctly and just reminding you.
The meme police?
Well, no, I mean like, so the definition of a meme is like it's short for a longer word that I can't ever remember, but it is a cultural building block. That's what it is. This word is very old, right? It's not like a new thing.
Pretty sure it's a new thing.
No, the concept of a cultural building block is not new. The way that it is expressed, the format that it has undertaken currently is newish, right? But like the cultural building block spread person to person is not. And so using that power for good for once is very nice, right? Wash your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. But yes, it's just very weird. Yeah. It's a very weird response. We were talking about it today at lunch. Y2K came up. Obviously, it's not that bad currently, but it's on the way, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, mass hysteria. So my work, we give a workshop twice a year. We have been doing that for the past 15, 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is only the second time it's been canceled because the Missouri Department of Health and Human Services or whatever came down with recommendations, and the department adopted those. And one of those is like any non-essential meetings don't have at all.
That was another meme that I saw yesterday. Was I guess we'll find out how many of those emails or meetings could have been emails, right? That's what.
Oh yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the definition here: an element of culture or system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another by non-genetic means, especially imitation. Boom. Science. There we go. Anyway.
So you're the meme police is what I'm...
No. It's just the definition, please.
Definition. I think that's kind of what like lawyers do, and police, they kind of definitionally. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we're all surviving the great global pandemic of a bad flu currently by buying toilet paper. We're all pretty awesome.
Well, it's an interesting. It's a. I mean, it's a weird kind of stress test, right? Because you think about like, yeah, they really are, and you think about like what would happen if it was like like way more severe.
If it was 1918.
Yes, exactly. Right? Again, I am not even about to try to downplay what's happening because I think that's dangerous, right? The whole like, no, it's fine. Like I don't think that
people have lost their lives, and it is, and it's very, it's serious.
It's serious, and that's unfortunate, and sad about that. On the other hand, it could be something like way worse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like the stress test is not going well.
It is not. It has not gone well.
Yeah. it's not been pleasant. And so hopefully we can learn something from this whole thing.
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways is just how connected when people talk about the global economy, I don't think a lot of people, especially in America, understand what that means, what supply chains are.
Oh man, yeah.
But like just when they do those panning views of all of the seaports, and there's not a ship there. It's just not there.
That's
and you're
crazy.
like, oh, that's weird. Why can't I find aspirin today? Oh, turns out aspirin, the biggest manufacturer, is China.
Yeah.
And just how connected the global economy actually is for every little thing.
Everything.
And that, I mean, for me, that's one of the really big takeaways is just, it's huge. And it really shows just one chink in the armor and everybody is left scrambling.
Yeah. So I think hopefully this becomes some sort of learning moment where we can actually develop like some kind of plan for these things. Some sort of like steps and things to implement to help in case something like even more serious than this occurs. Right. Like, what do you do? Like how, because the systems clearly are not, the current systems that we have clearly cannot handle this stress. So like, how do you bolster them so they can, right? Like, what do you got to put in place to help these be more stable? Is the real question. Sorry, my thing was moving out of the way. That's the weird part, right? Hopefully that can be a thing. Hard to know. Because we look back just what? How many years? 2004, 3 with the SARS thing?
Is that 2009?
Was it? I thought it was earlier than that. No. Was it 9? I thought it was way earlier.
No, you're
like
right.
3 or 4.
You're right. Yeah, it was early 2000s. You're right.
It's 3 or 4, maybe.
2002.
That okay, maybe 2 and 3.
Because swine flu was like 2009.
Yes,
That's
swine
what
flu
I'm
was
thinking.
2009.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing too. Because that was a same thing, right? It wasn't the same. It was less severe, but that thing spread. Boom. Right? Like, holy cow! What? Like, people here had that. Middle of nowhere. Boom, got it. So just the way that it's the because that stuff spread so fast, right? And they were even more connected now than we were in 2003. So I don't think people realize just how much more it is. Because you think, 2002 and 3, that wasn't that long ago. I mean, historically, no. Culturally, oh, good gravy. That was an eternity ago. You know what I mean? Like,
well, especially in places like China.
Yeah, 2002, there was whole entire multi-million person cities in China that did not exist.
Yeah, just
right.
Yeah,
nothing.
Road networks and
nothing.
And just the amount of population growth that they've seen. And infrastructure development and global superpower that they've become over the past 20 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a huge change. And then, something like this comes along and they shut down manufacturing. So all of a sudden supply gets cut way down, but also demand gets cut way down globally because nobody's doing anything.
Exactly.
I saw one of these really cool, they were showing air pollution over China.
Oh, I saw that map. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was
crazy.
It's like, this is before they turned the factories off, and this is with the entire country shut down.
Yeah. It was weird. That's a weird map.
That is, it's really, it just blows you away to think about that. But then just the rippling effects of, they're saying, well, when they shut down, there were enough boats already on the way over to the US where we're not going to really notice it for a little while. But then there's going to
Yeah.
be no more boats.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's just a weird,
huh.
like,
yeah. Really just shows. No.
yeah. So that's weird. I had another thought, but it went away. Similar in that vein. But yeah, just like the interconnectivity and just the amount that people move is staggering.
Oh my gosh. That
Right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you don't really think about it on a daily basis that people are just constantly
Going
in motion
everywhere.
everywhere.
That was one thing I noted to Megan of like, I think I'm realizing just how many just conferences are going around all the time.
All the
for
time.
everything, just non-stop. And people, they're just globally, oh, we're going to this or this or this or this or this thing.
Yeah.
And that's just like, because
And
it's
just
not part
like-
of my world, but
Yeah.
that kind of travel is the norm for
Yeah.
most people.
I mean, it's for a large number of people. And just that I know everyone talks about it. You know, that's the other thing that people like, you don't realize it because people kind of downplay it. Like, oh, there's no social interaction. No, what? It's insane. Like the global culture of socially interacting with people is just enormous.
Yeah.
And normally this is very positive, right? But in situations like this, it becomes really hard to break that. Right? Because that's the social norm.
Well, we are
Interacting, talking, face to face is a thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's the desired thing. And
we're social creatures.
yes,
So
we really are. We really are social animals. And I think this is good, right? But it comes into direct conflict with times like this when it's like, yo, you can't shake someone's hand. What?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the globally accepted thing to do, right? Just a thing people do. They don't even think about it. It's like, boom, high five, boom, shake hand. Hey, what's going on? Like, like just that interaction, that close interaction that people say they don't do ever. But if you really think about it, that was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, universal sign.
It's just, what
you
it's
do.
just kind of nuts.
And so this is that's part of the public health aspect is the societal norms.
Yeah, breaking the societal norms.
Breaking them. As much as it's like, just when we were decrying the need for more of them or strengthening them.
Yeah.
And how strong they are already, and going, nope, you can't do that anymore. You got to actually stay away from people and stay home and not interact. And so that'll be, really interesting to see. And so a lot of people really didn't take it all that seriously until sporting events started to get canceled.
Oh yeah, until this like these last 2 weeks, really.
Yeah. NCAA canceled their stuff. Major League Baseball said no public attending spring training.
Yeah, the
NBA, canceled their tournament.
Hockey, right?
Yeah, I mean that's whenever people started to go, oh, well, well, I guess that, and when national treasure Tom Hanks and his wife were diagnosed with it.
I mean, obviously that's it.
That was
right
when people really started to pay attention. Like, Woody.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just that like, oh, maybe we should take this serious now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do this. Like,
yeah, let's do that. That would be a good idea. So
it's really weird. Also, my brain today, at some point, I don't know at what point today this occurred, but I sort of projected this situation forward in time.
Okay.
Right. And I was thinking about like, oh crud, what if we did have a Mars colony and this happened, or something like this happened, right? And like, then then what happens, right? If you expand this out 100 years and you're like not just like globally interconnected, but like galactically, like, oh snap, like what on earth happens then, right? Like what do you do in that situation?
Well, are you talking about outbreak on the Mars colony or outbreak here on Earth?
Either one, right? Yeah. Like what the heck? At what point does that just go bananas and just weird things that people haven't thought about yet, procedures and stuff for that, right? We don't even know what to do now. Like, don't even think about it. Right? Sort of like a lapse in thought, and well, it's not important. We don't need to do that. Except for, turns out, extremely. So, I was just sci-fi brainstorming about that today too. It's like, yo, that would be even worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd see a huge disparity in the haves and the have-nots, even more so than you already have now.
Yeah, it's true.
I was reading, the number of private jet charters is spiked as people are, turns out all those billionaires actually do have bug outs, and they're all going to them right now, and they're taking their private doctors with them, and they're taking their private staff with them, and they're taking, and this article I was reading talked about how the really upper echelon, basically they're using their money now to live in these isolated and disinfected proverbial tunnels through society, so that they can get in the hired car that just went through a disinfection to drive them right up to their private plane, who just went through a disinfection to fly to their private house. Like all along the steps, they can pay to have these things disinfected and free of people, while the rest of us don't really have that luxury.
That sounds very familiar too. Have you ever read Mask of the Red Death?
No, I have
by
not.
Edgar Allan Poe?
No.
That's it. That's exactly what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
This is not a new concept either. No, it's just set in the midst of late Middle Age plague, but it's the same thing, really.
Right. It just, and well, that was one of the things. What was I'm going to get this wrong. It was, I think, New York shut down their subway.
Yeah.
And
I think I read that.
Yeah, and it's like, ooh, what are you what are you doing? That's kind of how the vast majority of people move through the city.
Yeah, when you have a city that relies on public transportation
and you cut away public transportation, what do you do? But it's the same, it's the same thing. All these universities closing down and saying,
that's nuts.
Go back home. The number of students that are on full rides because of their academics or whatever that can't afford plane tickets back home.
Yeah.
It's surprising, a lot of these universities, Yeah,
I don't know why this is another thing. They're so out of touch with reality.
They are.
This is the thing that's like, part of it is like, you read stuff like that and you're like, they have no idea, right? The financial situation of most
of
people,
their students.
Do they?
Yeah.
They have no clue. Right?
They don't. And, Harvard was the one that was the shining example, because what a lot of people don't know is the number of full rides that Harvard gives away, that they provide to students. And they come from all walks, but a good chunk of them come from backgrounds who can't afford meals someday. And so they were interviewing this girl, and she was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do, because there's no really home for me to go back to, and I can't. And my mom works the 3 jobs as a waitress, and my dad's in a factory, and they don't get time off to come get me. And
that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing about this. Just take off work. What?
No.
I don't know what job you have that you could just like take off work, but the majority of people are like, yeah, no, I have X hours to be gone. That's it.
Yeah. And then what?
Yeah.
And then what? Yeah. Or people who are hourly, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they're not even salaried, they're hourly, and they go, well, just don't show up to work. And do
Yeah, your
what?
waitresses, your
Yeah.
you know,
Even technicians or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like
exactly.
if they're not guaranteed anything.
Some
right?
say
they
the
don't even get
backbone
paid
of
time off most of the
daily
time.
life, right?
Yeah.
Those people out there
Yeah.
killing
And so-
it every day.
Yeah.
Because
Being awesome.
yeah.
And now, just don't show up. You'll be fine.
Yeah, no, that's
Actually,
there's no
that's not
nothing
how
else
this
for
works.
them, That's it.
Yeah. And I really just, those kind of social implications for a lot of these easy button approaches without
don't work.
they just don't work without
And
anything on the back end for
there's people
anybody.
closing even, schools, like elementary schools and stuff. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, just stay home. Like, yo, do you know the number of kids that go to school where that's where they eat?
Oh yeah.
That's it. Done.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
eat at school. They get 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And they don't have anything else.
No.
Well, that's like,
And so when you're like, we'll close it, you're like, hold on.
yeah. Alabama. Did you hear about Alabama today?
No.
All K through 12 schools closed.
Yo.
All of them.
Yeah, that's.
And
I mean, all those kids. They're not. A lot of those kids are not going to eat now.
No.
Nope.
And the politicians have no idea about that.
No.
And they have no clue those kind of implications.
They haven't been in a school since they graduated from one.
And they were probably
the
barely
last time
there whenever they were in.
The last time. Well, most of them. That was probably 58 years ago too. So come on, you don't know.
Right. And it really breaks my heart to think of those students are now in those situations. And for the really young ones, their parents who are working full time and can't take time off. What do?
They're just home alone.
Yep. They have a home alone.
I mean, that's because that's the reality, right? Like it or not, like that school for a lot of those kids, that's the safe spots, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So, I mean, it sounds like a grandiose solution to be like, oh, we'll just close it. Like, that's not really going to work out. Like,
yeah.
What are you going to do with this? Is a valuable place, for these kids. And
it's a social cornerstone of the city, of the town, of the, and it is a huge safety net for those students, for the kids in the area. And you're basically stripping that away and going, well, we may have a plan, we may not.
Yeah.
So I know there are a few organizations that are trying to partner with some states to continue basically driving meals.
Yeah, I read that today. I don't remember where that was happening.
Yeah.
So sorry, but I don't remember exactly where that was.
Yeah, I don't either. But just okay, well, but that's not, that's not the state. That's not the federal government. That's
just
local charities and people going.
And
okay,
a lot of cases, it's school employees. Like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah. Going. Well, I can't teach. I can't. I can't clean the school. I'm not the bus driver anymore. I still have a passion to take care of these students because I see them every day, and it's those people who are stepping up. And goodness, fracking, whatever.
So we'll see.
Oh man, we'll see. Yeah, a lot of these stuff are for 30 days, or basically the department has said no meetings for 30 days. And a lot of these schools are going, well, we're going online only for the foreseeable future.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's another problem because like our school, online. Yeah, you're funny. You think our kids have internet out here? Come on, when they don't. They don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well,
it's like 30% of the kids have internet. Like, come on.
Exactly. Just go home and email them the assignments.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You are not very in touch with the vast,
No.
with huge swaths of the country.
Yeah, with no internet here, man. Come on.
Mhm. Right. It just boils my blood to think that.
Yeah, Aaron,
You
how
know,
are those kids in rural Oklahoma getting internet? How's that working out for down
Yeah.
there? That
Are they?
Like, yeah, it kind of landed semi on a good time to give them some sort of break from spring break, because that's all that's next week is spring break.
Well, sure.
That's true.
But
It's a good.
like,
Most schools were like, "Oh, thank God, I
yeah,
can
but
have a
I mean,
reset button."
we have a lot of schools here that go 4 days anyway to school, and so they're kind of accumulated to the point where, like, okay, we can kind of stretch this out. But I mean, yeah, like freaking Fairfax, Oklahoma, there's you know tiny school population out there that they have to bus all these kids from. Parents either don't work, and or they do work but they have to drive an hour to something, and like, well, I got a little kid, I can't leave my little kid there, in rural Oklahoma with all this stuff going on. And so it's like bigger schools, sure, yeah, makes sense, perfect. But like, yeah, I mean, that's all I deal with. I deal with
like
nothing
very
but
urban
rural kids.
schools,
Yeah, like that's all. Weirdly, that's enough to say that that's the clientele that I have are rural areas where it's like, oh well, you can fill that out online. Well, I don't have internet. Well, you can come up to the office. Well, I don't have a car. I get like all these
Yeah.
disabilities, but if everything's shut down, I don't get my benefits. Like, I have to walk there sometimes, or someone
Yeah,
has to drive me, and so
you rely on public services,
Mhm.
like
that are shut down. And so that's why for I think for my department, I don't think we're gonna shut down. We just have to move the office to home, which makes it a little bit tedious because if I get a call, I have to drive either the 30 minutes to my office and then drive again, or just drive straight there in my own car. But I mean, that's doable. But it makes it a little bit difficult having to figure out, where these people live at. And, it's like, well, I want to be able to help and get you services, but everything's shut down.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's cool to be able to nice to work from home, but I'm not enjoying it either way. Like, I can't do what I need to for these kids that need it, because, you know, unfortunately, the biggest thing for the people that I work of is finances, and that plays a particular
yeah,
role in a lot of things.
yeah.
Oh
And with,
yeah.
with everything shut down, I mean, they they're just backpedaling, and or they're going backwards instead of forward, and it's like, well, can't help you because everything's shut down, so oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no bueno for it.
That's true. That's the other my pessimist side came out today too, because I kept reading about like uh oh, movie premieres, they're not gonna release this movie till 2021, right?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
you're like, well, the only reason you're doing that is because no one will go see it now.
Uh-huh.
You're not really doing anyone a favor. You just don't want to lose all your money.
Hmm.
Right? Right. Like, oh, wow.
Like, wow, gee, thanks. You're really good. Thanks a lot, guys, for that big sacrifice you made. No, you just don't.
Gee, thanks. You're so
Just
selfless.
want to make sure as many people as possible go see Fast and Furious 37, whatever the heck. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Or oh shucks. All these, tech companies are gonna have to delay their products, and they're doing, like, yeah, because
Yeah.
nobody will be able to buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
That's why.
Real selfless of you.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Way to help out.
Gee, thanks. Goodness. Well,
Indeed.
we'll keep tabs on that, and I guess our other challenge is survive coronavirus until next time.
Indeed.
The other challenge.
My biggest challenge is I'm supposed to go help. Susan's brother and sister-in-law are moving again on now, and so Sunday I think I've been volunteered to go move things.
Ooh.
I'm not looking forward to this. I don't like moving things. I'm very lazy.
I mean,
I don't want to carry heavy things. People always make me carry heavy things.
Because you're good. Well, I mean, you can.
I mean, I don't like it. It makes me sad. It makes my back really sad. Mostly. It's like, no, why?
It's because you don't. Remember, you gotta exercise those muscles, so you gotta lift with your back more often to exercise them.
No, I don't want to.
That's what you gotta. Well, have fun moving.
One of the reasons I became a teacher so I could do less manual labor. That was really why I decided I didn't like manual labor. Well, my body didn't like manual labor either.
Actually, it turns out
my shoulder doesn't like it.
Really enjoy any of this.
Yeah, no. We'll see. That'll be the biggest challenge about surviving the weekend is how many couches do I have to carry? The real question.
It's always couch plus one. There's always a secret couch, except for Aaron. It's couch plus
Aaron's
two.
couch, yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
It's couch plus in.
It's
You're
staying
in
put.
couch.
I'm not moving it again. If I leave here, it's staying here.
Aaron's has exponential couches, right? It's like
I only have 2 still, so
like the coastline of Scotland. So how many times you try and count the couches, it just increases.
It just keeps going around. It's the coastline problem. I like it. It's just infinitely bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I like.
Oh my gosh. Oh well.
Like everyone else is like in plus one. Aaron's like in squared. Suckers, get out! Like.
more like you, but yeah. U-shape.
Just turn it over. It'll be the end. Just look at the other way.
So
turn your head upside down.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Getting the right. Get your head right. Get your right perspective. No.
Oh yeah, because when Susan was sick I tried to sleep on my couch like one day, and I was like, oh man, this couch is old and it's not. No, like it's laying on it kind of hurts. Yeah. So I busted out the sleeping mat and slept in here on the floor.
Ooh. And that
wasn't better? Much better, but at least I could like stretch all the way out.
Yeah,
but
that's good. That helps.
Wow. It was an adventure. I was like, oh man, how did I ever do this before? This
right. Like my body hurts.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well. Guys, stay safe out there.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. And we'll do this again soon.
Well, hopefully
soon.
Hopefully it won't be delayed indefinitely like last time.
Knock on wood.
Put your headphones up high, Colin.
I know.
Put them on the high shelf.
They're so short, but I think there's like extendo arms. I don't know. Like that'll do. It's like no. Hide them in a lockbox.
Yes, up on top of the shelf. Here we go. Like a puzzle box, right?
Yeah. No, they'll be able to solve it before I can get into it. Probably. True. I don't need to do that to myself.
True. Just put them up higher.
Higher is the solution.
Yes.
Solution to pollution higher. Anyway.
Solution to pollution is dilution.
That's true.
Yeah. Trying to make it rhyme with the problem at hand. Anyway.
We'll work on that. Workshop that one.
Come back. Writer's room. Ready for more.
Yes.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.